will emerge. Let's find out now how the green machine does against the ferret from Wales, Johnny Clayton. And let's get the finalists out on stage with John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a moment we've all been waiting for. Welcome to Butlins Minehead, the Mr. Green Sport Players Championship Finals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on ITV and the millions of viewers that are joining us around the world, it's time to meet the finalists. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the winner of the PDC ranking event into his first ever PDC televised final. Time to let loose the ferret, Johnny Clayton! And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the current world #1, looking for his 4th Players' Championship final. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the reigning 2-time champion of the world, mighty Michael.
I think those lookalikes are a bit of a worry for the rest of the PDC players, trying to shoot that man down. One is plenty. Now to talk us through this final of the Players' Championship Finals, Chris Mason, and first, John Rawling.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, he's looked a class apart once again, hasn't he? He's just been superb here throughout the weekend, Michael van Gerwen. John Henderson, last man to have beaten him in the Grand Prix in Dublin. And it would be a big upset, huge upset in fact, if this very likeable Welshman were able to beat him. There he is, Johnny Clayton, the Welsh-speaking man from down Llanelli way. His wife and young kids will be sitting watching at home in what he says is a life-changing weekend for him. Michael van Gerwen. You see, he swept past Justin Pipe 11-3 to reach this final. It would be more life-changing, wouldn't it, if somehow he beat Michael?
Well, we didn't think he could beat Cross, but this is another challenge completely, playing a guy with a tournament of 104 average. And that's a statement of intent.
Welcome to life with the champion.
45.
Van Gerwen starting absolutely as he means to continue.
96.
You don't get paid overtime.
$135.
Second 180 of the opening leg. 9 darts to 45.
Started like this against
Double 16. Oh, superb.
Started like this against Decker, didn't he?
He did, and Decker
Stuck
came
in
back.
there.
Well, he stuck in there and played extremely well, Jan did, and made a real match of it.
42.
But it goes without saying, Clayton cannot afford to let him get away, and he doesn't want visits like the last one on 42. 3-0 in previous meetings to Michael van Gerwen. This is the first time they've met on the TV screens.
The last 2 times they played, it was 6-3 and 6-2 to Michael, so
135.
been really close.
$78. $105.
There hasn't been a Welsh PDC major winner.
100. Michael O'Kyle. 101. 121.
Just checking the score. It is 121 required. Usually goes the bull route with his first dart, doesn't he?
Yep, especially with Clayton on 181. Trouble 13. 18 now for tops.
81.
And that's white. Paul Hinks, a bit of a look then.
97.
Yeah, what was that about?
Michael
I think that's not sure. I think he called out the wrong score.
Being shown the second leg.
13 darter for Michael van Gerwen.
12 dart in the opening leg, followed by a 13. Very disappointing.
140.
Wants to get
83.
this tournament under his belt once again, of course, Michael van Gerwen, and then move on. World
97.
Championship beckoning.
Yes, and an appearance at Sports Personality of the Year, I do believe.
Indeed, nominated as one of the overseas nominees for the Overseas Personality of the Year, along with the likes of Roger Federer. Roger Federer and Michael van Gerwen in the same breath, eh?
Who would have thought it?
Michael O'Kyle, 170.
So 170. There's one of them. There's an air of inevitability. Oh, he's not got it.
123.
Fancied it, didn't he?
Sure did. Got it about him. To do him as quick as possible.
64. Michael O'Kyle, 47.
Double 16. Double 8. 15 darter this time. 12, 13, 15, and it's 3-0.
Awful. Faulty darts, 3 legs.
There have been 5 Welsh winners
Go on then, I'll see
in
if
years
I
gone by on the other side of the
got the
equation.
Alan
It's going
Evans,
back, yeah, that's for
Leighton
one.
Rees, Richie Burnett.
Yeah.
60.
You're doing well so far. Think a bit
Mark
more.
Webster.
Correct.
140.
One more.
Yep, it's only 3 years ago.
100.
Great darts. First maximum. That'll settle him down.
I have my old mate Martin Phillips.
That's the man.
The World Masters.
Johnny McCall, 161.
So 161 for his first leg. He's played many times for Wales alongside
91.
Martin
Michael
Phillips.
O'Kyle, 170.
Played an incredible amount of games for Wales, Martin Phillips.
Bullseye. No.
145.
He'll get one.
I reckon he's had a bet with his mate or something. He's going to hit a 170.
Does rather have the look of trying to set it up deliberately on 170 and win legs on that, doesn't it? 9 double 8. That's a work along the hockey. and made the perfect adjustment, and it's 4-0.
Another 15 dart leg.
Imperious, isn't it?
Game on.
I've been busy this weekend. Been serving up some beer.
Not my direction, then I've come round to the press room.
No. With a bit of alternative comedy.
Be a bit of alternative
Never mind commentary.
Alternative commentary if we went down that route. I don't think it's a good idea.
97.
So a break at the end of this leg. Is Van Gerwen going to go there 5-0 up?
First to 11, the same as the semi-finals.
Clayton's actually averaging nearly a ton, but he's 4 down.
Yeah, boy. The problem is it's that extra visit he needs to win legs, where Michael, who's over the 100, well 105.2, everything he's doing is in 5 visits or less.
Good chance of breaking the throw here, though. Clayton will have first dips at 121. I don't think he'll be going the bull route. I think he'll go the conventional way, starting with treble 20. And then the 11. Now he's got it. 11 for bullseye. Bullseye. Oh, very word. That's the closest.
Scared it, didn't he? Moved it. Oh, so he's going to be back at 25.
60. Johnny Lugar, 20.
9-8. You get a sniff of a chance against Van Gerwen. You need to take it. This has got to go.
Nice score.
This could hurt. It's been a long leg for MVG.
Tops it is. That's why he's the world #1. That's why he's the defending champion. This time, a rather more human 17 dart leg. Whatever. He's averaging 104 and bits, and he leaves the stage leading the Welshman by 5 legs to 0 and looking destined for another title. Welcome back to Minehead, a capacity 5,500 crowd in the super main arena here at Butlins Minehead, watching another masterclass from Michael Van Gerwen. 7 minutes 45 seconds, all it took. A 12 darter, a 13 darter, 2 15 darters, and then he's getting worse, a 17 darter, and that put him 5-0 up.
Game on.
He carries on like that. Clayton's going to get a little bit of a revival on the go.
83.
Well, he was 4-1 up against, and Decker came back at him.
134.
Clayton's just got to keep believing and trying to keep his form with darts like that.
140.
Yeah, just got to stick in there and hope for an MVG wobble, but we don't see that very often.
58.
To hit him hard, get any kind of reaction out of him, but
140.
He might go for the 19. Oh, he has done.
I believe the 170 again now. Another
99.
treble 20 would. So 6 darts at 138 for Clayton. Shot made famous by Keith Deller.
98.
1983 World Championship final against Eric Bristow.
Johnny Lugar, 40.
For a chalk on the board.
Double 10. Yes, he's in it.
Johnny Clayton.
Big round of applause from the crowd, and he breathes a sigh of relief, and sees the amusing side of it.
Well, the last thing you want up there is to get gubbed 11-0. He's done it to plenty of people, Van Gerwen, beat him to give him a bagel over the years, but
95.
in the final he just wants to get a chalk on the board, and he can build off that.
He's made a lot of friends this weekend, Johnny, hasn't he?
Certainly has, yeah.
People watching at home, I'm sure, will have been charmed by his interviews with Ned Boulting, and as a player, he's shown that he can really throw a dart.
Yeah, he's just a straight up normal family guy, isn't he? He's works hard, fits the darts in between. Nothing but credit for people like that. It's tough life.
He was a plasterer once upon a time, which I don't know, what would he make? 20, 24, 25 grand a year, something like that.
In Wales, I think you'd be lucky.
He's got guaranteed.
Too good.
My word. 2 bulls. He wanted the outer.
109.
It's the way Alan Evans used to go for it. In exhibitions, anyway. Yeah, he's already guaranteed. I was saying he's already guaranteed as runner-up here, 40,000 quid.
Well, and a place in the Grand Slam, possibly the World Cup, and obviously the exposure. You get a bit more exhibition work, and you know, 2018 is going to be a good year for Johnny Clayton. He's starting off fantastically. He goes from this to the World Championships, and
well, and poised to surge up the rankings as well. He was
99.
ranked 40th, was it, prior to this?
Yeah,
and he's going to be moving right up with his performance here, plus whatever he does at the World Championships. And depending on the draw, you'd think he could have a bit of a run there.
40 grand onto your ranking money is huge.
How about that?
Third 180 for Michael.
Bit of a showboat for the cameras.
Yeah, 106.54 now the average.
60.
Clayton a very respectable 95.
Van Gerwen has that look again.
140.
Fuming to have lost that last leg.
Nine darts to 82. Potential 11 darter. Not now. So tops 12 darts.
62. Johnny Repile 100.
Suggesting maybe that the dart just slipped in his grip slightly there.
It would just come out of his hand.
Tops.
Brilliant.
The dart. Crowd, you can see it. I mean, that underlines what I was saying about what a good weekend he's had. You can hear from the way the crowd are reacting.
Yeah.
They've really warmed to this
They
fella.
have. They certainly have. Well, there's nothing not to like about the guy.
90 seconds.
The cliche, I know, John, but he is, you know, he's one of the game's nice guys.
I'll have a bit of a banter with him. Talk rugby.
Yeah.
He loves it. Used to be a scrum half back in the day.
Should switch down. 7 of those will leave him 170. You don't mess around with 7. Oh my goodness.
Brilliant. So 132 for 7-2.
6 darts, no finish at 168 for Clayton. Trouble 19.
Bullseye.
Just can't get a ball finish. Ironically, when he went for the 125 at 2 balls, didn't want the second ball.
100. Michael Carr 25.
I rather suspect he might get this. Double 8. Oh, double 4. What do I know?
21. Johnny Repile 68.
Crowd wanting Clayton to take another.
Oh, double 4 against the throw.
Oh, that's unlucky. He must have thought that was in.
Yeah, would have felt it.
Double 1. Not often Van Gerwen winds up there.
We very rarely see him up on double 1.
17 dart leg. We have to vacate the box in favour of others after this one.
No.
Good performance that we've witnessed from Michael Van Gerwen. Be lovely to see Clayton take 1 or 2 more legs though and just get a little bit closer.
78.
Break after this leg and a change in the comms. Placing us will be Messrs. Pike. More on a little. See out the remainder of this final.
That is his 4th maximum. Still averaging 105 for them as is interested in such statistics.
Standing average.
59.
95 and a half's not bad.
Cranking it up. He loved it. Another 180, number 5. 9 darts to 63.
78, Michael Class 63.
Treble 13 he's looking at, and he's got it, double 12. Oh, that is just breathtaking, an 11 dart leg. He is throwing brilliantly, as per usual. Great spirit between the two guys. Johnny Clayton in a final for the first time, but like so many others, on the receiving end against the world #1 and the defending champion, Michael van Gerwen, is poised for victory. He's 8-2 up.
MVG seems to be in a hurry tonight. We have a change in the commentary box to take us through to the end of this final. It could potentially be another 11 legs for Alan Warren-Little and Stuart Pike to talk us through, or it could be just the 3.
Well, it is a joy to watch Michael van Gerwen when he is in full flow. Obviously, nerves affecting Johnny Clayton in this final. He's won 2 legs, could have won 2 or 3 more, but for missed doubles. But Michael van Gerwen is at full flow, flying. It's spectacular, and it's great to watch.
Yes, missing those chances from Clayton's point of view really knocks your confidence, especially being in his first final. He's played absolutely fabulous over the last 2 or 3 months. And he's played brilliant over this weekend.
8 missed darts at double from the ferret. Van Gerwen looking at another.
140.
6. That would have been 5 180s, 2 for the Welshman, but 106 average here from Michael van Gerwen. It's a big ask, isn't it, to come and back up and play against the world #1, but Michael van Gerwen is playing like this. Just sit back and enjoy it.
Yes, he is the darting machine. Darts from Clayton. He's played pretty well in patches in this final. Just not had the consistency to challenge Michael van Gerwen regularly through this match.
There was only one bad shot, Michael. He wasn't happy. Oh, treble 15 for Clayton. Unlucky.
135, Michael Class 64.
Double 8 for another one. Double 8 for van Gerwen. Fantastic. He goes 2 away from the title. This is astonishing from Michael van Gerwen. His biggest wins in TV finals. 11-3 against Taylor in the Premier League 2 years ago. 11-1 against Silovic in the European Championship. And here, in the Players' Championship final 12 months ago, he thrashed Chisnall 11-3.
100.
Yes, and still maintaining his high average of 106.
134.
Challenge that. You have to be well above the 97 that Johnny Clayton's currently producing, which, let's be fair, is pretty good as well.
59.
But when you're against the master in masterful form.
Yeah, this is just fabulous. Fabulous darts from van Gerwen. Clayton's consolation, £40,000 and a place in the world's top 32 and a spot at the Grand Slam next year. It's not bad for a weekend's work. Van Gerwen here looking out for 116. Clayton has taken that out to win one of his legs.
The confidence that Johnny's going to get from this as well. He's had a
60, Michael Class 24.
wonderful end to the season. Van
Van
Gerwen puts himself 1 leg away. The man in green is 1 leg away from being the Mr. Green Sport Players' Championship Finals champion.
134.
In full motion. Best player in the world.
107 average.
140.
tournament average of around 105. Can Clayton delay the inevitable?
134.
It looks unlikely. The toughest match it's proved to be for Michael van Gerwen came in the quarter-finals against Jan Dekker. He won 10-7. Dekker missing a dart to go 8-7 up in that quarter-final. Very special darts of a very special player.
The chances you do get against Michael are very limited
83.
because of the standard he plays at. So that's why we always say, when you get in here, you've got to take him. It just puts a little bit more pressure
60.
on the throw, because
Michael
you're
Van
thinking
Gerwen,
about it. You know what you have to do.
He's on the brink of more glory, more trophies, and another TV title.
99. Michael
102 left for Johnny Clayton. Michael van Gerwen homing in with 20 in tops.
Double 10.
50.
Oh, the crowd were waiting. We were all waiting for that winning dart. Well, Johnny Clayton keep us waiting a little bit longer.
Thought he might have stayed on the treble 20 there with the lie he had on the first dart, just on that top wire.
46. Michael
Thought otherwise.
And Michael van Gerwen, with more magic in Minehead, wins the Players' Championship final for a third consecutive year. It's 4 European Championship crowns on the spin. He's won the last 3 World Series titles, the last 3 Grand Slams, and now 3 consecutive Players' Championship crowns. The magical, mighty Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, fabulous from Johnny Clayton. He's got himself to his first PDC final. Hold his head up high. It's Michael van Gerwen who prevails yet again. He's dominant. He's the best player in the world.
Well, his 40th major TV title for Michael van Gerwen. And he has been absolutely spectacular throughout this tournament. He really has. Johnny Clayton will never forget this day, reaching his first major TV final. But Michael van Gerwen is the master in Minehead One Sport. An average of 105.5. Just about 105 as well for the tournament. His average, it puts him in great stead, of course, for the World Championship coming up. But Michael van Gerwen, unbeatable yet again here in Minehead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a brilliant final, and now it's time for our presentation. Would you please welcome the commercial manager of the Professional Darts Corporation, Mr. Adam Perfect, and on behalf of our title sponsors, Mr. Green Sport, would you please welcome Alex Beecham, the country manager. So, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, our runner-up, he receives the trophy and £40,000. Ladies and gentlemen, he's stolen our hearts this weekend. It's the ferret, Johnny Clayton! Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. As we now present our winner, £100,000, a magnificent trophy, and ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th time in his short career, we crown him the Mr. Green Sport Players Champion 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, it's mighty Michael
Michael van Gerwen, this is your stage, this is your trophy, this is your tournament once again.
I'm not doing too badly over here. To be fair, it was a great tournament. I think I played really well, and I think I also deserved to win this. It was really difficult because I had to perform against new players round by round, and that makes it harder, and you need to keep focused and need to keep believing in yourself, and that's exactly what I constantly did. And yeah, what can I say? It's after not being here in the UK Open, I'm really glad that I'm back here and win this trophy.
This is the 6th time that you have come to Minehead and you've lifted a trophy, whether it's the UK Open or the Players. You love this place, don't you?
It's a bit windy, but no. Of course, look how many people come over here for the Sunday evening. A lot of people have to go to work tomorrow, and they are enjoying themselves over here. And what can I say? I want to say thank you to all of you. It's been phenomenal. Thank you.
And Michael, you talked about the new players who have emerged in this tournament. What about your opponent and the impact that Johnny has had?
Yeah, Johnny boy, yeah, he did great. To be fair, we share the same management, and of course I was hoping he was getting through. And it's amazing. It's a big step for him because he wasn't in the top 32, and it's a massive step for his career. And we all need to be happy. Waiting for a step like this was coming, and tonight was his. Today was his day, and fair play to him. He did really well, but I'm really glad I won the final.
I'm sure you are. Johnny, come over here quickly. Come here, son. Listen to that. Listen to that, Johnny Clayton. When you arrived here a couple of days ago, I don't imagine you would have believed you'd be standing here taking that applause.
No, to be honest, quite right. Obviously, you take one game at a time, and to get this far in front of this amazing crowd, they are absolutely awesome. And I tell you one thing, it's made my weekend brilliant.
And you must feel, Johnny, now you've tasted this once, that you want to come back and you want to maybe go one further, maybe this year, you know, maybe in the future over the coming years.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've quite enjoyed that. Do you know what I mean? It's like you play against Mike, when he's on form like that, it's hard. You've got to put pressure, and I couldn't do that. It wasn't my best game, but I quite enjoyed that.
Just finally, Johnny, do you have a message for all your friends and your family watching back home in South Wales? What would you say to them?
Yeah, obviously, the support is absolutely amazing. You know, the text messaging, social media, phenomenal. Like, do you know what I mean? It's obviously, I'd like to thank Mr. Green, Sports, and all my management, Jason and Will. They're absolutely amazing. It's an opportunity that, I tell you one thing, I'm so proud of. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Johnny Clayton. Just one more word with this man again. It's a traditional question. We stand here at the Players' Championship, and you know the question that is coming. In a few weeks, you go to Alexandra Palace and the World Championship. How confident are you that you're going to walk away with the big one this year?
Of course, you have to be confident, but I think I did quite well for myself in the last few weeks. I won the last 4 big tournaments, so yeah, I'm over the moon now. I'm a happy man, and of course, this is going to give me a lot of confidence for my games in the World Championship, because that's what all matters. That's the most important one of the year. But I'm first going to enjoy this one, because this is also a big title. Don't worry about that.
Quite correct. Ladies and gentlemen, in mind, put your hands together for Johnny Clayton and Michael van Gerwen.
Yes, well done, Michael van Gerwen. Once again, his 40th televised title at the age of 28. He's still only lost 3 TV ranking title finals out of 24. He is extraordinary. We could go on about the statistics, but it's probably a little bit alarming for the rest of the players watching this, who are going to have to do something quite special to beat this man over the next couple of months or so.
Well, we could say the same things over and over again, we're going to. He's the best player in the world, and that's it. Everybody's got to get to that height that he's put out to everybody. We've got a new star this weekend. in Johnny Clayton. Fair play to him. He's a lovely lad and he's deserved it because he played well, not just the weekend, for the last 3 or 4 months. But from Michael's point of view, what do you do? I mean, and there's 2 Mr. Greens on the stage now. It's getting crazy. Can't beat 2 of them. One of them's hard enough. But he's just the best player in the world at this moment in time and has been for the last few years and probably for the next few more years. And people are just going to have to really throw 4 darts, I think. I just don't know what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, he's just a winning machine. He doesn't, and you could see the passion that and how much it meant to him. You'd think by now he was, you know, there's only so much money you can have and how many trophies you can win, but each one is just it's the same reaction to every time he wins a big one. And all credit to him. He works, you know, he worked damn hard at his game. And
well, when you look at the amount of tournaments he wins, he still you can see at the end how much it means to him there. He's not just standing there going, oh yeah, thanks very much, where's the taxi going home? Yeah. He really wants to win these tournaments, and that's why he's a champion. He's relentless in his pursuit of winning everything.
Is it winning for winning's sake, as the great champions are? Is any of it, do you think, financially motivated? Is he
has
another 100 grand in the bank?
Not anymore, no. The finances are no longer relevant. I mean, he's probably worth by now, I don't know, maybe 5-6 million.
Well, 5 million purely in prize money.
And you could probably double that, I would have thought. So yeah, so no, he's just setting records, and you know, he wants to be. You know, who do we compare him to? You know, there's only one. And Phil Taylor did the very same thing. He just dominated, but you know, even his domination had periods where, whether it be down to, you know, changing manufacturer, changing his equipment, or, you know, tweaking with his dart style. But this guy is just a relentless winner, and you know, you try and make an account to see where, you know, who's going to beat him and how are they going to do it. But you know, the only way they're going to do it is by playing better than him, and to do that, you know, you have to be super talented and you know, and be a phenom yourself.
He just loves that winning feeling. He just loves it, and he wants it all the time. That's why he is the champion, the #1, and everything else that comes his way.
But how much of this is his talent at throwing the darts and putting them exactly where he wants them, and how much of it is a psychological hoodoo that he seems to have over other players? Because when other players do get opportunities, they don't seem to be able to take them.
Well, let's talk about the final then, because Johnny Clayton, who's got to his first finals, played absolutely fantastic to get there. He knows he's up against the main man in the final. Michael just continues to do the same thing one after the other, but from Johnny, he's thinking about, I'm in a final, I'm playing Michael, I can't afford to miss this. All those little things can just take a little bit out of you, whereas Michael just carries on because he's obviously earned the right by the experience he's got by being on the stage all the time and winning. But now it's just a case of he's just going to constantly do it, so somebody else has got to do the same.
I mean, he can be got to. Taylor got to him at the Blackpool at the match play. I mean, I know the crowd were, you know, were massively for Phil, obviously, but you know, don't take anything away from how Phil played in that match. I mean, he was absolutely outstanding. So he can be got to, and you can rattle him, but you have to produce darts that maybe only Phil Taylor himself can produce.
We talk about this sport being particularly psychological. There's so much that goes on in the mind, because a lot of players have a huge amount of talent. It's who can do it on the big stage that matters. Do the other players potentially need to look into the psychological side of things and get a little bit of help? Because most sports have that. All sports pretty much have it.
They certainly do, and I think in this day and age, with what darts gives you back in terms of money and prestige and TV, I think more people will have to look down them kind of angles. I know a few do. I know a few are thinking about it. If you're thinking about it, don't think, get it done, because at this moment in time we're asking a lot of players. There's a few challenges there, as we know, and a few players that can beat him, but we're asking a lot of players to perform better than they can actually perform. We can't, not everybody can go to a psychologist and be the best player in the world. It just doesn't work that way. So, you know, there is some players there. I mean, Rob Cross, he didn't get through today, but he is one of the challengers over the next couple of years. Johnny Clayton may be in the same boat. We don't know, but you've got to get there and do it.
Psychology is one thing. A load of other very talented players can't seem to beat him on the big stage at the moment. What about coaching? There doesn't seem to be a lot of coaching goes on in darts.
Yeah, I mean, what you've got to remember is Michael is in a very privileged position, mainly down to himself, you know, without doubt. But the game's been dominated, and there's been very few other winners. Gary Anderson, You know, James Wade had that period where he picked up 7, Adrian Lewis, but ultimately the sport was dominated by Taylor. So just trying to get over that line and win one major is such a huge burden off a player's shoulders. You're judged on that. You know, you're judged to the day, even when you end up doing something like this for a living. You know, I'm judged about, oh, he didn't win anything. You know, and that's it. That's conscious in your mind. And the longer your career goes on without doing it, the more of a struggle it becomes. But with Michael, he's got it all. You know, he plays now purely because he wants to, and he wants to win. He has there's no other reason. He can retire tomorrow. He'd never spend the money he's doing.
And he always shows up when he's fit, doesn't he? He doesn't pick and choose so much where he wants to go. He doesn't have to go to the floor in Wigan and Barnsley behind closed doors or some of the other events. He doesn't have to go to if he doesn't want to.
No, that's right. I mean, he just wants to go and beat everybody. He wants to walk in that room and walk out the victor, whichever tournament he goes to.
And he was down the dog and duck for a fiver.
Yeah, well, he probably won the raffle as well.
Yeah.
But it's just that kind of guy. You get these in sport, don't you? It doesn't matter what sport it is. We've had, obviously, Phil Taylor and Eric in the older days, other sports, a lot of other sort of different sportsmen, obviously. But from his point of view, I mean, he's just in that zone, isn't he? I mean, when's it going to stop? We don't know.
And is it good for the sport to have somebody who's raised the bar so high, not raised it compared to Phil Taylor, but who continually is putting those averages in and winning everything?
The fact that the UK Open sold out in March, and you know, the World Championships is going to do incredible ticket sales. You know, it's obviously not. You know, we had this same conversation many times when Phil Taylor was dominating. Was it good for the sport? Was it bad? Well, it's not worked out too bad, is it?
He's doing all right, isn't he? The mean green machine powers on. That is all for the darts on ITV4 for 2017. We have had a blast here. And we're going to be back at the end of January for the Unibet Masters in Milton Keynes with the top 16 players in the world and the newly crowned world champion. MVG has just sealed a hat-trick of hat-tricks here. When we see him next, will he have made it a hat-trick at Ali Pali too? Quite possibly. We look forward to seeing you in the new year. Make sure you join us either at Milton Keynes or on the telly. ITV4. Bye for now.
Welcome to Butlins Minehead!
The 10th Players' Championship Finals.
Rob Cross, Johnny Clayton, Justin Pine, Gerwen. It's time for the semi-finals.
The Welshman, Johnny Clayton, is into the final.
The champion is playing champion darts here in Minehead. Michael van Gerwen is through to another major TV final.
It's time for the final.
Michael van Gerwen with more magic in Minehead.